All right, so here we are with our first ever podcast of 3 Shots in the Hard Truth. I'm your host with the most, Steven. With me, I have Clat.
Hey.
Oh, man.
Fat Alfred. What up?
And in the peanut gallery sitting here is Nick.
Hello.
And Sam.
How's it going?
All right, so the whole purpose of this podcast is a group of guys that like to drink shots and talk shit. That's what we're good at. So in keeping with the tradition, with it being the first podcast, we have our birthday shot. So happy birthday to this podcast. Birthday shot is vanilla vodka, orange juice, pineapple juice, and a splash of grenadine. Shake it over ice and strain over your shot glasses. So while they're getting the shots ready, like I said, the only thing that we have with this podcast is we may not agree with what each other says, but we're going to respect each other's opinion. So once we get tired of the topic that we talk about, we're going to take a shot and move on. So I guess with that being said, the first topic that we have coming out is one thing that I had seen on Facebook, that a challenge was issued out on TikTok to happen on April 24th, and that being National Rape Day. So I'm going to let these guys weigh in on what they feel, and then I'm going to say my 2 cents, and then we'll open it up more for a debate.
Wait, we got to take the shot first.
Well, we can get them set up, but you can start talking about this and what you think about it.
I wasn't aware I had to make the shots, so...
Well, you're the one closest, so guess what you're doing. And I want to see you shake it and put your body into it. And do not spill on the equipment.
It's a shake weight.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
One of those either.
Oh, come on, you know what they are. So just shake it.
I've seen the videos for sure.
I want you to jiggle. Do we need to play some stripper music for him? There he goes. And you know how, look at him shaking it like a pro.
Well, I have had... Well, I don't know. How old are you when you first started masturbating?
How old?
He has a lot of experience.
I'm a virgin, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
All right, so anyway, we're getting the shot poured out. So while old man's getting that shot ready for us, Clat, why don't you weigh in on this, on what you feel about April 24th being the National Rape Day on TikTok?
April 24th. Well, today's the first day I'm hearing about that.
So you have no, opinion or anything? Or?
I mean,
Okay.
It's hard to know, like what to say about that. It's just kind of like...
I have an opinion.
Go ahead. What do you have?
I literally didn't hear about this until I walked in here today when y'all had it.
Okay.
I was like, oh, we're talking about this. Like,
okay, respectful.
But
okay, so, well, then I guess I'll get it started then. Okay, finish up.
You didn't let my opinion.
All right, give your opinion.
No, my first opinion is like, one, I was like, wow, they're making like a national day for it, which I think is really dumb because you don't want people looking at that like as a day to actually think about it, and then like, you got people worrying like, oh, does that mean it's gonna happen more on that day, or like what's gonna happen on like I would not make a national day for like a national rape day. That sounds horrible to me.
Okay, Nick, what do you got, or what do you think?
Based off of the upstart of the Me Too movement and modern feminism, I think something like this is detrimental to the community as well as very young boys and young women. I think it should be get rid of, and ultimately whoever came up with this is a very sick individual.
Okay, well, right now we're going to pause that and we're going to pass these shots down because I'm about to go off on my tirade, so I need to hydrate real quick, lubricate my throat, because my tangent's about to go off. So raise up the shot glass, boys. Happy birthday to the podcast. May we have many more. Cheers. We said we're not going to pound the table. Okay, so here's my thought on this. I saw this yesterday on Facebook that some guy had posted on his TikTok that they were going to designate the 24th as National Rape Day. And 7 other guys agreed with him that they were going to do this on TikTok. Well, when I was talking to Sam about this last night, the first thing that Sam said is, I don't know how true this is. I haven't heard about it. Maybe it's somebody blowing this out of proportion or what, which I kind of agreed. But then today I started looking more into the article and looking up newscasts about it. And I saw this one girl's TikTok that she was pretty adamant about it, but she was trying to find the handle of the TikToker to put it out, but she couldn't find it. And she, pretty much her advice was like, guys, that's pretty messed up if you do something like this. Girls, watch yourself, stay home if you have to. If you go out, carry a knife, buy a gun, whatever, defend yourself.
Can we change the name that we're calling it? Like, can we call it like National Rape Awareness Day at least?
Well, that's what somebody said, if they can make it rape awareness, because this is Women's Month or something like that. So, but they're just leaving it as the National Rape Day. That's what TikTok's leaving it as, and they don't want to take it down from that. So, I don't know how else to better describe it.
Is there like a whole hashtag and stuff for it already? Like it's going through TikTok?
It was on there like that.
I mean, if you do look up March
or April 24th. And you're going to see it.
It pops up, all those videos. So
now, like, I see all these women doing that, and they're encouraging women to stay home. Well, then I had seen this one post, some bodybuilder out of California that said him and his buddies are posting their phone number, that if girls are out and they need to be escorted home or walk to their cars or whatever, to call them, that they'll do that.
It's a pretty good idea.
So I started thinking about that because, you know, like how we all hang out at our local bar. All the servers there are females and stuff like that, you know, all females. And I don't know about y'all, but like I would kind of feel bad if something happened to one of them or even all of them, you know, because one, they don't deserve that. Two, if you're a guy and you rape a girl, you're a bitch. And then hopefully you get sent to prison and then you get gang raped yourself and then you get what you deserve. But still, you know, if a girl tells you no.
I just think it's insane that in this day and age, you know, like what Nick touched on earlier, the whole Me Too movement and everything. I think it's insane that it's come to the point where you feel like you have to buy a gun, buy a knife just to protect yourself. It's always been like a thing where, you know, girls, you know, they walk with their keys in their fingers in the parking lot at night, things like that. But like, you know, either way, no matter which or what, or you decide to do or whatever, I think it's absolutely insane.
May I include to this though, a gun is the ultimate equalizer.
Yeah,
for anything.
Absolutely.
You have a young girl that's probably like 5'3", 5'4", only weighs 120 pounds. There's some dude that's 6'5", 230 plus.
That's a big dude.
Yeah.
But if she has a gun, she has a better chance of defending herself compared to the key tactic where they put the keys in between their hands, like Wolverine or pepper spray. I think in that instance, a gun would be the best way.
Yeah, but you also have to look at this. If you're carrying your gun and it's in your waistband or whatever, and you have your keys in your hand, you know, which all girls are taught to do that, and even some guys, you know, I hate to say this, I mean, it could happen to anybody, one. Two, there's nothing fair in a street fight. You know, you go for everything. You kick in the balls, you pull hair, you bite, you pinch, you scream your freaking head off. You know, you do whatever you have to do. And the way I see it is like, if it's me getting attacked, one, I'm a big bitch. Two, somebody's gonna fucking die. You know, that's the thing, is I'm not gonna stop till the cops are pulling me off and have to tase me to get off somebody, you know.
Well, this is something that's been around, because I know even when I was younger, when I was like 21, going out to bars and stuff, you go to the same bar, you start meeting the waitresses, you meet the guys in the back that are cooking, like the bartenders, all them. And most bars, when I was growing up, like most of the kitchen staff, the guys in there, because they were closer to the waitresses because they all work together, they would actually walk them out to their cars.
And that's how it should be.
Which is something that's been going on for as long as I've known, which is just smart to me.
Oh yeah, and then that's how it should be. I mean, well, even in general, I mean, I hope that when we're out and some girl comes up to us and is like, hey, this guy's not leaving us alone, can you help us? That, you know, we all like pull them aside and be like, hey, stop, cut your shit out, you know, we'll be your dates or whatever.
I have a question though, like with the prevalence of social media and stuff like that, do you think like these guys are gonna see that and stop? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, one thing, like my brothers have always told me, because both of them have been in prison, one of them's always told me, you know, you have to think like a criminal. You got to put yourself in their spot, and how, if it was you that was doing that, would you stop by seeing all this? Or, you know, it's hard to tell if they're gonna have a conscience and change their mind and not do this, or it was just some dumbass trying to get us 15 minutes of fame, and want to do it.
Because with like the prevalence of social media and stuff, you know, there are people out there, you know, they use things like OnlyFans, and I saw a really good TikTok video the other day that was just like this girl was talking about.
You didn't see my OnlyFans page? I sent you money. I gave you a free money.
I don't know if I want to see that. But.
Oh, come on. You know you do.
Sidebar. Sign up to Steven's OnlyFans. How much are you charging? $15 a month?
It's $19.99.
Oh, okay.
But if you use my special code, I waive 2 pennies, so it'll be $19.98 a month. You know. So.
This video though, it was talking about
your math is horrible.
This video is talking about how, like, you know, these quote unquote sex workers going out there, you know, basically treating themselves like a, you know, like an object, basically. It's like these people, you know, they go out, these girls and even guys, you know, like we said, it can always go both ways, but these girls and these guys go out there and they, you know, work with OnlyFans and stuff like that, and they're seen that way. And, you know, that's another discussion. That's part of a different topic, but, you know.
But you're right. I mean, bringing that up and using the whole TikTok culture, which, one, I'm not a fan of TikTok. I'm not a fan of TikTok myself. I mean, I just follow certain ones, like with certain friends that have it, and just to check it out. But for me to go out and do the video, I don't have all that time for that. Like that. That's just, to me, it's ridiculous. But anyway, like I said, ladies, on April 24th, be safe out there. Guys, you too. Especially if you weigh like $110, be careful out there. You know?
That's me.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Well, I mean, that, and honestly, since this is going on, like they have a whole day for it, I would suggest that if you are a group of ladies going out, going to the bar or whatever, what day is that on? April 24th?
24th will be on Saturday.
So Saturday night, it's going to be a lot of people out. Honestly, you got some guy friends, hit them up, be like, hey, we might not want to go out by ourselves tonight. We might want some guys around just to kind of hang out, just, you know, worst case scenario kind of thing.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have like a lot of guy friends, man, go to the bar. You'll meet some nicer guys that aren't too drunk, and maybe talk to them, be like, hey, when we get ready to leave, just maybe if you could accompany us out there.
Yeah. And guys, too, if you see a girl out there or a group of girls by themselves, talk to them. You know, just say, hey, don't be a creeper about it. You know, be cool about it. Just put yourself in their spot. What if it was your mom or your sister or somebody like that? Well,
that, and also, and even if, like, every woman should know this when they should be taught this when they're growing up, is if you go out and there's a guy that makes you feel uncomfortable, where he's kind of like staring at you like you don't really know what's in his head.
Yeah.
Like any guy that, like any decent guy out there that's hanging out, having a good time, if you walk up to a random guy and like just walk up next to him, stand beside him, and act like you know him, one, he's gonna play along.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys do realize that stuff like this happens, and they do realize that. I mean, if I was walking on the street, like around all the bars, and there's like two girls walked up to me acting like they knew me, I'm gonna play along because they're probably doing it for a reason.
Exactly.
So maybe for the guys, keep an eye out for that. Like if you have some girls that are walking up to you, just kind of take care of them. I mean, we're men. That's what we're supposed to do. Since the beginning of time, men have always been the alpha, where like, I'm gonna take care of any woman just out of being a man.
Exactly. All right. You guys have anything else to add to this, or?
Be safe.
Be safe. Exactly.
Be smart.
Yeah. Be smart. Okay, so we're going to stop with the topic right now. We'll probably come back to it later on because that's what we do. We beat dead horses and don't know when to shut the hell up. All right, so the next thing on our board, we have old Matthew McConaughey, who wants to run for Texas governor. Now,
all right.
Exactly.
I'm not going to lie. I have a pretty strong opinion about McConaughey.
Okay, go ahead. Say what you got to say.
I think that well, I mean, you know, he's this famous actor, you know, he's from Texas, went to University of Texas and all that stuff. You know, horns down, whatever.
Another topic for Russ, but okay.
Yeah, we're not bringing Russ into that, but I've never seen Matthew McConaughey as like an influential person, and a lot of people see that. And
Hold on, before you go on any further, raise it up, boys. We got another shot coming up, so cheers.
Oh yeah, new topic.
A lot of people see Matthew McConaughey as a very influential person. You know, people idolize him because obviously he's a successful, you know, Hollywood actor. And now he's a professor at UT and has a lot of influence down there. I just don't necessarily myself agree with like the whole sense of Matthew McConaughey, you know, has that much influence over people to run for public office. And
it kind of reminds me of, I mean, you look at Arnold Schwarzenegger or Dwayne Johnson. I mean, California literally voted for the Terminator to be their governor.
Fair enough.
And then also the whole Matthew McConaughey thing kind of reminds me of Dwayne Johnson, because I don't know if it was last year or the year before that. There's always been rumors about Dwayne Johnson like running for something, be like, because he is quite political, even though he's a successful actor.
The Rock.
Yeah, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Gotcha.
I mean, everyone knows who he is, and he's always had very, very open political ideals and stuff. And I think that was the whole reason that he thought about running for something for so long. And now Matthew McConaughey, with him being, I mean, he's not. I wouldn't say he's not qualified. I mean, he's a smart guy. He knows what he's talking about. I would be interested to learn more about his political views.
Yeah, with all due respect to both those guys, The Rock Johnson and Matthew McConaughey, I think there's a false narrative out there that's, that these Hollywood actors are...
You're right to an extent. Like, I'm looking at Matthew McConaughey right now, and he's in the radio, television, film department. So that's what he's serving as an instructor with that. So that I kind of agree because that's in his wheelhouse.
I just think there's a lot of false narratives out there that a actor has more influence than he really does. And people can look up to him, if you want to be an actor, that's great, but...
Well, look at the Kardashians. I mean, they're famous for nothing. I mean, what? You're famous because your mom sold your sex tape? You know how to fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw the video. I saw the video. One, it was terrible.
It was not that great.
I was like, damn, okay, really? You got famous of this? I mean, one, you're a terrible fuck. And then, okay, whatever. Then two, you're also famous because your dad was OJ's lawyer.
Yeah.
That's why you're famous. And then your mom divorces your dad, marries Bruce Jenner.
Well, I was about to say which mom.
Yeah, okay. Well, but then here's what they said. They fucked up Bruce Jenner. I mean, he went as far as to changing his sexual identity.
Yeah.
I mean, so really, like, if that's the case, then we let any idiot be, in politics. Ronald Reagan, same thing. He was an actor, and then goes on to become president, but he's also considered one of the best presidents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you also have Trump. That was a celebrity as well, and he ended up becoming the president. So... I mean, Ronald Reagan kind of paved the way for that.
Oh, Trump is more a celebrity based on that he was he was rich.
It's all business. With
it
wasn't really. Yeah, he was in some shows or whatever.
Also, look at Jesse the Body Ventura. He was governor of Minnesota, and he was also a professional wrestler. But then he was also a Navy SEAL. So he kind of had the political aspects behind him. But being in the military, you have to be biased. You cannot have an opinion about anything. You just obey the orders that you're given. So what was he like as a governor? I can't really say. I mean, it's Minnesota 1, so but
I just I agree with you guys. Like, it happens, but I do think that it's a false narrative. And I think the whole idea that a lot of celebrities, especially the bigger ones, Kardashians and
okay, but look at the last election also with Trump and Biden. And then everybody's going to put in Kanye for president. I mean, can you imagine the shit show that would have been if he would have won?
Yeah.
I mean...
I just think, like I said, like, it's... They don't have as much influence as you think. Not like... Yeah, Donald Trump was a little different because, he's been on shows, but he also has the business side of things. He's a billionaire or whatever, however much money he has.
That was literally the reason I voted for him the very first time was because...
He's a businessman.
One, I got tired of the politicians.
Yeah.
All politicians lie. They just do whatever they need to do to try to get votes. In my mind, I was thinking like, okay, Trump, a businessman. I mean, of course, he started with money. He didn't start from nothing because his dad. But he was a smart businessman. He still is. So in my mind, I was thinking like, finally, we have someone that's not just a politician. We have someone that might have a little better ideas with how to get rid of the deficit, like how to improve the country economically.
What he kind of did. I mean, when you think about it, he actually did a good job. It wasn't the greatest.
Lowest unemployment, lowest.
Yeah, he had the lowest unemployment. People were actually working, it actually worked out in his favor. It's just that everybody now is where, I'm entitled to this or I'm owed this and I want to do nothing and have somebody else work for everything. You have all these politicians, especially like, well, we want to get back to the poor man, raise taxes, tax the rich, but they're not looking to see how rich they are. And yet they're wanting us to bust our ass for somebody else to have nothing, So that's where, to me, it was ridiculous.
I think, the last thing I'll say about it is we're talking about Donald Trump, and he had at least some sort of impact. Like, what does Matthew McConaughey have in reality? The impact?
I think what we need to do is wait and see what his plans are and look at them. And then based off of what you think as the individual, you should decide on whether you're going to vote for him or vote for somebody else.
Yeah, that was the reason I was saying it'd be interesting to wait and see like what his actual political views are, because you never know. He might have political views that are very similar to a lot of people, so they might see that and be like, oh, wow, okay. But I'm going to pause this real quick because I'm going to patent this sound. It's so amazing.
Oh, God, here he goes with that again.
It sounds so amazing.
Okay, so anyway.
I'm going to do that every episode, by the way.
Whatever. Okay. Okay, so are we done with this, the whole Matthew McConaughey thing, or should we table that for more later on, or just see where it goes in the future?
I think we should watch it and see
Where it
how
goes.
it grows.
Yeah, probably keep an eye on it. I mean, we talked about it pretty far in depth right now. I mean, that's pretty much the information that's out there.
There's not a lot out there, so you never really know, like you said.
Yeah, so maybe just keep an eye on it next few months, whatever, and see what's going to happen. But
okay, well, we'll stop that one and we'll move that on to the next one. I kind of want to bring up this topic that was brought up the last time we had our practice podcast, and that's the one that John had introduced about bar etiquette and about when you're 21. And one thing I kind of want to do is keep that going with this show as we get bigger. Me and Old Man the other night were talking to one of our waitresses, kind of like telling what our podcast is about, and she was kind of interested about it. And we started talking between he and I that maybe we need to look at getting some of our favorite bartenders in, or servers or whatever, to get their input on what not to do at a bar and what to do at a bar. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
For sure.
For sure. All right.
I think, when you turn 21, it's important to know that type of stuff. And a lot of people aren't taught that because it is, drinking's, how you say, unethical until you're 21. So it's like,
well, that's not something that parents are going to teach you.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, when I was younger, or when I was underage, and I remember drinking at home, my mom and dad didn't care as long as I didn't drive. They would prefer I would drink at home, but I still felt bad about drinking at home under my parents' eye. But knowing not to drink and drive, have a driver, stuff like that, spend the night somewhere or whatever.
Well, that, and also I'm not sure if it's like the same way, because when I was younger it was similar to that, where my mom would buy me and my friends alcohol.
Oh yeah,
and like they would tell us like, we don't mind if you drink, but you're not leaving the house.
Yeah.
Like you're staying
and the one
here.
thing about Texas also, Texas is one of the, I think probably the only state in the union that you can drink if you're underage as long as you're with your parents.
Yeah, like if you go to a restaurant, like my mom did that for me when I was like 18.
Yeah.
Well, I was also in the Army at 18, so it was kind of different. But for her, like we go to the restaurant and go eat, and she'd ask me like, "Hey, do you want a beer?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, sure." And they'd come up and ask. I'd order a beer. Like, "Well, can I see your ID?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm underage, but it's my mom.
Yeah.
Like she's cool with it, and she ordered it for me." And they're like, "Okay, awesome."
And then some places are pretty skeptical about it. I know we tried it at Cujo's with Clat's little brother and his dad, and the manager told us flat out if he would have been at the door when we came in, he would have okayed it. But because there was a security guard that had already carded them, then it was a no-go.
Yeah.
But back with the whole drinking thing, especially if you're underage or finally turned 21, just know what you're going to order at the bar. Don't come up and ask, hey, well, what do you suggest? Or what's your favorite drink? Or go for the most ridiculous freaking thing. Don't order a martini if you
don't order a vodka cranberry.
Oh, whatever. Back to the vodka cranberries. At least I know this much, that when I walk into the bar, my drink is there before y'all even get yours. So I don't even want to hear it. Okay? And two, again, don't be a douche. Do not slip something in a chick's drink. That's not cool at all.
Actually, we should have brought that up when we were talking about the National Rape Day.
Okay, we can bring that up. Also, two girls on the rape day on the 24th, like everybody's saying, if you get up to go to the restroom and you leave your drink there, don't drink it. Or unless, you have your girlfriend's watching it for you, and I hate saying, I mean, even if it's guys watching, if you still don't feel comfortable, don't drink it. And then if you see something, report it. Go to the bar and tell them.
I will say most drinks that you get from the bar, if you see it like kind of bubbling, I wouldn't suggest drinking it because there might be something else in there. But it also depends on the drink you order.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, that's something to keep an eye on. That's anytime you go out, though. Anytime, especially for women.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, guys, they're not going to get a lot of drugs in their drinks unless they're putting it in themselves.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, for women,
yeah, don't drink at a frat house because you never know what's going on there.
Yeah, for women, I would suggest always keep an eye on your drink, or always have someone watching it just in case.
Exactly. And like I said, don't be ashamed to tell somebody, especially the managers or bartenders or whatever. Just stay safe. All right. What else about the bars? I mean, since we've all been around to all the different bars here in Lubbock, which ones are you guys liking? I mean, give a shout out to this bar.
I'm not gonna lie, we don't go to Little Woodrow very often, but that's one of my favorite places to go.
Okay.
I agree with that.
The atmosphere is a lot better than a lot of these bars.
Well, the atmosphere is fun. I'll give it that. But to me, it's just that sometimes the service is like what's.
And it's also a little bit over.
Well, it's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Bigger place for the servers to cover, like compared to like Cujo's, which is a smaller place, but it still gets busy. But yeah, Little Woodrow's, they have the whole outside area, which is, to me, the concept is really awesome, especially like in the summer. Like I went there a couple weeks ago with my sister-in-law and some of her friends, and we went out there outside, hung out. Like it was nice, sunny. I mean, it's a cool concept with how it's set up. But yeah, I mean, the only bad thing I've heard really is the prices are a little bit higher than most.
But they make good drinks.
Okay. What about you, Nick? What about in your experience with the bars?
Ultimately, my favorite one in Lubbock has to be Logie's. Just based off of the vibe that I get there.
So you like to dance and all that?
No, it's not a dance place. It's more of like a full-on bar. Like there's bar stools, everybody's sitting down, there's a back area, and they sell these big-ass mugs of beer for like $11.
Do they call them the big-ass mug?
I don't know.
When I was at my bar, that's what I'm calling it.
I just asked the waitress, I'm like, hey, can I get a big ass beer mug? And she knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I have a question for you guys. How do you guys feel about this whole narrative, this whole thing going around that like students should have their own bars? Like if you're a college student, like the bars here in Lubbock, these bars on Broadway, and then you got these schools like A&M, they have whatever they call their bar area. I don't even know what it's called. And then you have like 6th Street over in Austin, which technically those are bars for everybody, but it's a lot of student bars. They're it's where the students like to go.
Well, if I was running a bar, I would try to get every person that I could to get into that bar. Yeah. Doesn't matter how old they are, as long as they're 21 and up.
What about like these people that come down here to Broadway and they're older? And they're like, well, there's just a lot of students here, so we don't want to come here.
Oh, actually, well, you remember, was it last week or the week before, we went to local, and there was the two young guys that were way too drunk, and they were talking shit to everyone. And then the old man pulls up in his car, gets out of his car, and they start talking to him. And I'm in my head, I'm thinking, like,
and dude, then they talk shit to him.
Yeah, I mean, either this old man is gonna knock one of these kids out.
Exactly.
And he even said it. He's like, I was like ready to hit him.
Yeah, because they weren't talking shit to him when he first got out of the car. It was an older man, like he was literally probably in his 60s.
Yeah.
Like it was a pretty old guy, and he just walked by them because obviously he knew young drunk guys, whatever. And then he's walking away. They start talking shit to him, and we're outside smoking a cigarette, and we're like, "Are y'all fucking kidding me right now?"
Yeah, I think that.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, because like we go to Cujo's a lot, and we went through Cujo's when the whole pandemic was happening. We pretty much helped keep Cujo's afloat. Two, after the pandemic ended, Cujo's got their big new crowd.
This new crowd is,
which sucks.
Is terrible.
Well, it sucks for us because it's not the relaxed, cool people that we're used to. It's a bunch of young, crazy people.
And then the same thing can be said like with like me going to local or Bar PM, which are also college bars. And I've dropped enough money there, probably more than most college kids will ever drop their entire semester here in one night. But I also know that like when we go to local, we get good service by the bartenders. We're taken care of. It's not a problem. Same thing with when we go to Bar PM. Chimneys, I refuse to go to Chimneys just because it's overrated. Crickets, I do not like crickets.
I refuse to wait in a line for any bar, honestly.
Exactly.
I hate that. Like when you guys call me and they're like, "Oh, we're at local. I'm getting off of work or whatever." I'm like, I don't want to go down there, all the way down there to Broadway and stand in line.
Well, usually whenever we go to local, there's not lines.
No, I mean, but also too, the good thing about with local too, the security guys know us. So even if like you were to show up and there was a line, say of 20 people, we go to the door and say, "Hey, our friend's here. We've been waiting for him. You know, he'll move you in like he's done before." Yeah. So, Sam, what about you? What about your bar experience?
My bar experience?
Which bar are you liking? I mean.
Well, local's always a go-to. Cujo's is always a go-to. I feel like Cujo's is our main scene around here, so it's always nice to show up at Cujo's.
I will say we haven't gone since they got rid of the fishbowl, or I haven't gone.
You haven't been? Well, that's probably good for you considering you order a fishbowl every single time we go.
Well, we're also starting our petition to bring back the fishbowl, and we complain about it daily.
Yeah, actually,
they also won't sell me a T-shirt. They won't sell me a T-shirt there.
Do they sell T-shirts?
Because they're for the girls. I've been trying to get one myself. Okay, that's an expedition to get Cujo's to sell T-shirts. So, all right.
I will say 'cause we've been to Cujo's a few times since they stopped selling the fish bowls, and I believe every time we were drinking, and I know when they say last call, I just yell fish bowl.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, y'all need to bring this shit back.
So I think probably they will do it. So, with another thing, if you go to a bar and they're selling fish bowls, don't be a douche and steal them. Just keep this. Okay. I'm not understanding you.
I was saying we're 20 minutes in. I'll just cut this part out.
That's okay.
Just leave it
Okay,
in.
you know what? Pour us a shot real quick since Sam's over here timing us and everything. All right. Well, anyway.
We can talk for as long as we want. Shit.
So once we start getting this going, let us know what bars you think we should check out. I mean, we're always down to try something new and different. Like I said, Cujo's is always our go-to spot. Good time, good fun, local, great time, awesome brunch. Bar PM is pretty cool. Savage used to be good. Haven't been back in a while. Maybe I need to give it a check again. I don't know. But like I said, if there's some bars you think we need to go, let us know. We'll be there.
How are they gonna let us know?
Well, eventually when we start getting big and we get people to call in, I mean, don't freaking question me. How dare you? Let's see. All right, so we're ending that topic right now. We're going to take a shot. The next topic that we're going to bring up is kind of a serious one, which really pisses me off. I don't think anybody's really going to weigh in on it because they're also, well, we'll talk about it in a second. So anyway, raise up your shot glass real quick, boys. Happy birthday to the podcast. There's also a birthday shot. Vanilla vodka, orange juice, pineapple juice, and grape. Who did that?
That was definitely clap.
All right, so the next topic I'm bringing up, I saw this on Yahoo News where Governor Cuomo, or whatever the hell he is, said police reform won't happen until white kids die. Okay, first of all, you stupid fuck. If you want this to happen, can we start with your kids? I mean, please. That's the only way your point's going to get across if it happens with you. I mean, until you're freaking crying that your little daughter was shot in the head, what else can we do? I mean, that is the most idiotic thing that you can fucking bring up. That, I mean, now you're targeting white people. And this, aren't we making this big deal about Black Lives Matter and that we don't understand because the black kids are getting shot or whatever? Now you want it to happen to another race?
Yeah.
Okay,
Wouldn't that be considered racist?
Yeah.
I know I said I wouldn't weigh in on this because, one, I'm white.
You are?
Well, half and half, but still, most people see me as white. But I will say, with that comment, I mean, he's acting like white kids aren't killed.
Exactly.
And the only reason... Okay, dude, you're sitting here with all these hand signals. I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
He's playing baseball.
Just say it. Like, drink or
I would
lighter.
like a beer, please.
Okay.
I know. See, this is what I don't get. We yell at each other all the time, but nobody can say anything. But whatever. All right, go on with your tangent.
Well, thanks, Dick. I forgot what the hell I was saying. But
Good.
that's probably as good. But no, I was gonna say, I think one of the things that he might not realize is, yeah, it does happen. It's not like that's gonna change anything right now. Like, one, it should just change overall because people are getting killed either way.
Exactly.
Like all the deaths are all, to me, it's all equal. It's not more serious if a white person dies. Like, I don't care what race you are. If someone dies, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
But I will say that the media coverage might have something to do with that. I mean, I don't see a lot of cases of white kids or Mexican kids, or it's mostly black kids that are on the news for the most part. So
I think the media was the most racist, and I think
they're very biased.
I think that, no matter what you listen to, Fox News, CNN, Yahoo, you see it on Yahoo or whatever, I think that they're going to cover something that they believe is going to
attract the most eyes.
That's a great way to put it.
Well, that's the most fucked up thing is they'll have like the headlines, and they're going to use whatever story is going to get the most attention. And I'm like I can understand that to a point, but you also have to cover the other parts of it, because then you end up with people giving comments like that. I mean, police reform won't happen until more white kids die. It's like, what kind of shit is that? Like that shouldn't be a goal.
Well, okay, and that feeding on top of this right now, we all know that George Floyd, the trial was happening today and all that. And then that other idiot, what's her name, Maxine Waters, bringing up that if he's found not guilty, continue protesting in the streets, like starting this whole.
I'll say right now, if he is not found guilty,
he was found guilty.
He was today. On all
today?
3 counts.
All 3 counts.
Okay,
Manslaughter.
honestly, I'm
second-degree
happy
murder.
because if they would not have done that, there would have been riots.
the-
and
the-
But
there
that's the
would have
thing.
been-
There would have been riots. We get that. There would have been riots. We all and that we can agree on. But for her to pretty much continue to push this, and like people calling her out that she should have known better being a politician, and then she's a politician in California, not even in Illinois. She's in California. First of all, bitch, fix your fucking state. Don't worry about another state. You are the most fucked up state that there is, and then you take your bullshit beliefs to other states like Texas and try to change us when fuck you. Oh my god, fuck you, you idiotic woman. Oh my god, I don't even know if you're a woman. You look like a fucking man. Jesus, fuck.
Hey,
Oh my God. Okay,
let's
I'm
not
done.
go that far.
I don't know.
Yeah, it got Roseanne kicked off the air. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm just a young podcaster.
They're gonna kick us off the air.
Just so you know, there's basically no difference between a man and woman these days between the liberal standards. So
Well,
But okay, well,
Okay.
anyway, back to Como.
All
Back
right.
to what you were saying. Back to what you were saying, about the whole Como thing.
I also think. I'm sorry. I know I interrupted you there, but
It's
you
okay.
brought up a while
He
ago like
deserves
there'd be the riots in the streets. They deployed National Guard before they even came out and announced what the verdict was. Before they even
did they?
went
But
back.
they had to be prepared.
Yeah, and they had to be prepared. But you think about that, and you think about, police reform, Black Lives Matter, all that stuff. But having to deploy the National Guard is like a big deal. And before something is even happening, that creates a statement right
Well,
there.
Okay, but you have to look at it like this too, because even back in the '60s, during the civil rights movements in California, when they were protesting the Mexicans, they didn't deploy the National Guard. They deployed the actual military. It was the Army, Marines, and Navy that were patrolling the streets in LA because the Chicanos were rioting. And
Like the active duty military?
yeah, active duty military.
Is that legal?
They did it at that time.
Oh, I mean, it's just like, what's
Oh, we're talking
the...
about the 60s though.
It was the '60s during the civil rights. movement.
so like in 2020, what's the precedent that's being set with them deploying the National Guard before a verdict has even happened?
Well, then, okay, so go back to that. That was during the whole thing when people were protesting, blocking the streets and everything, and people retaliating back, driving their cars to the protesters, or, protesters attacking you. What do? You got to think it's either me or them. And I don't know about you, but if it's me, I'm going to do whatever I can to save myself. Suck to suck if you get in my way,
Well, and part of it may be that they're there to protect some of the peaceful protesters.
Yeah.
True.
And I know that a lot of them say, well, those rioters don't represent all of us. To a certain extent, I agree with some of that. There are some good people that are just there to protest peacefully
And then there's
as a
some
way, but there's those people that screw it up for everybody else.
Well, there are literally people that show up and try to act like a protester just to start shit in the crowds, which to me it's just ridiculous. It's childish. Like, be an adult. If you want to protest, you have literally you have there's a right for that.
You have a right, yeah.
Like there's amendments that cover that.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a peaceful protest, but don't be a dick and go out there and start throwing rocks and shit. And
Or
Make
lighting stuff on fire.
I saw a TikTok of this guy from Canada that was like, you think the whole world is blind? You think the whole world is blind about, the things that they've seen, that the United States has seen? And he was like, they twist all of these things around that Trump said, and they twist all the media does this, and they think, some people think that the world is blind to what's happening in the United States.
But to even, like, I've been to France, and every day there was somebody protesting something. So people have no room to talk, especially other countries. Whatever Trump did. You worry about what the fuck is happening in your part of the world. Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
We'll handle it. Two, if people say that, the United States is the most racist country in the world, that's not true. I've been all over the world. I've been to Australia, where they absolutely hate black people. Japan, they hate black people. The only reason that they're wanting to have any kind of relationship with a black person is because they're looking for that NBA hopeful. That's all it is. It's only, they like it when it's going to benefit them. So racism is everywhere. I mean, no matter what you do or say, it's going to be there. You can turn the blind eye to it and think everything's hunky dory, and in reality, it's not.
And it also goes back to what some of the members of BLM are stating, is that their ultimate goal is to get rid of all racism. as a literalist, I don't think that's ultimately possible because everyone has prejudice. Everybody has opinions on everything.
Exactly.
I mean, what you pick to wear every day. Your opinion on what you wear is going to be different than somebody else's, and it may piss off somebody else. You may have tattoos. Some person may not have tattoos, and that may piss them off.
Oh, fuck them.
Exactly.
No matter what, you can't do anything.
I mean, for me, like the way you dress, tattoos, piercings, all the shit that makes you. I don't give a damn who tells you anything. Be yourself.
Exactly.
Like, it's that simple to me. I mean, I remember growing up in school, we literally couldn't wear blue or red clothes because of the Crips and Bloods. Like, of course, like Dallas area, there was a lot of them. And to me, it was just dumb. It's like, what does me wearing like a red T-shirt or a blue T-shirt have to do with, like, I'm not saying, oh, I'm in a gang. I'm saying, oh, my favorite color is blue. It's like, what the hell? It's just dumb, and it gets out of hand.
Well, that's like even when I was back at Tech, before I graduated, first day of class, professor's like, okay, this is a diverse class, no racism, no nothing. And I raised my hand. I was like, I'm racist. I hate everybody. I hate everybody equally. Until I get to know you or like you, I hate everybody. I didn't sugarcoat that I was gay. I felt it was nobody's business, and when I was questioned about, oh, you're homophobic. Well, first of all, I'm gay. Well, you don't talk about it. Well, why? Why do I need to talk about it? Like I said the other night, just because I don't run around screaming and throwing glitter and say, yes. Like how you said that you're going to have to stop elaborating your S's there, old man. I don't sound like a flat tire or a snake, Hey,
the only thing I said was whenever I speak, I can hear the S's in every word that I say.
That's why you said you're no longer going to say yes or add anything with an S at the end of it.
I would say I just wouldn't use any words that have the word like the letter S, but that's a lot of words. It'd be like playing the fucking drinking game where it's like, oh, don't say the. It's like, oh, we're fucked.
Yeah. All right. So enough about this moron Como.
I want to bring up something.
Go ahead.
A new topic?
Did you guys? Yeah, new topic. Sorry. New topic. Nick's gonna pour a shot for us, but I don't know if anybody paid attention this weekend or whatever. I guess it was Logan Paul and the Ben Askren fight.
That's a YouTube one, right?
Yeah, that was a YouTube
That's
one.
what Sam was telling me about.
Logan Paul, right? Or Jake Paul? Which
Jake Paul.
It was Jake.
Which is the one that was on The Masked Singer?
That was Logan.
Okay.
Logan Paul's the one that does
Jake Paul's the older brother, isn't he?
Yeah.
I thought they were twins.
Logan's older.
Logan's older.
Okay.
What is that?
And Logan was the one that was on The Masked Singer, right?
Which one is the one that does Impulsive? That's their podcast.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, that's Logan.
So Jake's the one that fought Askren, right?
Jake's going into the fighting.
Like, isn't he trying to like go UFC?
You can't wait for the rest of us?
You just take your shot. Wow.
We got more here.
He won the double.
What do you guys like? I don't know if you guys watched it, but Jake Paul or Logan Paul, whoever the fuck.
Well, I didn't watch it, so I'll be honest, and I'll try to bullshit my way through this because
Well, I was just wondering because, like,
why are you yelling?
It was a pretty crappy fight. Like, if I paid money to watch that fight and watch one of the guys get knocked out, like in the first 30 seconds, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, did you see Ben Askren or whatever his name is? Like,
yeah.
He was just smiling the whole time.
My thing is, I made fun of how he looked because he didn't look like a fighter at all.
No.
I mean, he looked like me. He looked like if I tried to step into the ring. But if you're paying me millions of dollars to just get knocked out,
oh hell yeah!
I mean, hell yeah!
I saw a video of one of the.
You don't even have to give me $1 million. You give me like 500,000, and I'll be like, okay, I'll take a dive.
Well, I saw a video of I don't know if y'all know the Sway House. It's those TikTok people.
Didn't I just say I don't follow TikTok?
They one of them went into he said, I get $5 million as soon as I step into the ring. I was like, that's absolutely insane.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you and me both.
Pay me to get knocked out, please.
I was just wondering if you guys had like watched that.
I just know the dude from
I watched the clips of it.
All right, hold up. Shots up. Here, give me that ice cube. I'll throw it in this bucket over here.
Too late. I put it.
All right. So anyway, happy birthday, guys! Again, cheers. Remember, vanilla vodka, orange juice, pineapple juice, and splash of grenadine. Shake it over ice and strained into the shot glass. Happy birthday. All right, so let's see. That topic apparently don't go, but he felt passionate about it.
I don't know. I just wanted to see if anybody was like paying attention to that.
Well, I mean, I watched it.
You paid for it?
No,
I think they were showing the fights at Cujo's at that, weren't they?
They might have paid for
They
it.
were showing UFC fights.
Well, either way,
I know I didn't watch it. But what you're saying is like it only lasts like 30 seconds.
Yeah, he literally took like 2 punches and Ben Askren went
Okay.
down.
I mean, honestly, it happens. I mean, it kind of reminds me. I think the first like UFC I ever watched, like the one that you pay for. I watched one, and it was whenever I'm trying to remember. It was Chuck Liddell, and he fought. I don't know if it was Rampage Jackson or someone, but he got knocked out in like the first 30 seconds, and that was the main fight, and that pissed me off so bad because I sat there and waited for like 2.5 hours to watch that fight.
Well, there was also like only a couple of preliminary fights. That's it.
Well, and my thing is too. You have Logan Paul and Jake Paul. Jake Paul has also fought. He fought KSI.
Whoever.
Yeah, I remember that getting kind of big.
That didn't go through the ropes like these other guys.
Yeah,
the UFC guys that put in their blood, sweat, and tears to get to that point.
Yeah.
And then you have these guys that just walk in, and you're like,
yeah. What's also like the deal with them not fighting other boxers or fighters? They're fighting like Nate Robinson.
Well, I will say
they're fighting Ben Askren, who's another YouTuber. They're not fighters. They don't train to fight.
Well, it's whatever brings money. Honestly, it's just like the first YouTuber fights they had was, I think it was Jake Paul fought KSI.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole like big like YouTuber versus YouTuber, like they both train with boxers or whatever for the fight. It's just entertainment. I mean, it's literally what it is.
Conor McGregor has reached or. Jake Paul has been taunting Conor McGregor.
Didn't he sue him?
Yeah, he tried to.
Or something like that.
But finally, Conor McGregor's gotten to the point where he's like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. So you may see in the near future Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul.
Dude, Conor McGregor's gonna tear that boy up.
Well, you know,
that's what we want.
Somebody's fighting.
Someone needs to put him in his place.
Teach him a lesson.
Who's fighting Floyd Mayweather? One of the YouTubers are.
Oh, really?
Or TikTok
I haven't heard about that either.
Or somebody.
God bless him, because Floyd will.
Isn't Floyd?
I think it's. I could be wrong. It could be somebody different, but
I was say, isn't Floyd Mayweather still undefeated and retired?
Yeah, something like that. But somebody's fighting a big boxer or MMA fighter, and I was like, you literally trained for what 2 months prior, and you're calling out all these people, Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, and all this stuff.
It's all about the money because they want the big hype. It's just like if Jake Paul wanted to call out Conor McGregor. He wants the publicity because everyone knows Conor McGregor is probably the most known,
the notorious,
most notorious UFC fighter that there's ever been because of his personality. Like he's just crazy. Mm-hmm. To me, he's very entertaining. I mean, I love watching him
too.
Well, my favorite thing that he ever did was he wore this suit, and it was tailored to have "fuck you" in little white lettering, but there was like all of them all over the suit. Yeah. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, I'm sure that suit probably costs like $10,000 too.
Oh yeah, but $10,000 to him is like probably like
that's pocket change. He's pulling that out of his pocket, out of his wallet, in the middle of the day.
That's insane. Thinking about having that much money, just like $100,000 is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So y'all done with that?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it, Steven?
Well, how he just finished off having that much money to do whatever you want brings me to my next topic. That. Another idiotic person, Demi Lovato.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so first of all,
let's talk about the spoon.
Okay,
let's talk about the froyo thing.
I haven't heard about this,
okay,
so you gotta explain it for me.
Okay, so first of all, a homegirl walks into a froyo place in California and throws up this big deal about that. She felt that people with eating disorders had to walk through all this stuff, like sugar-free, fat-free, stuff like that. And that she said that it triggered her and all this and that. Okay, first of all, bitch, you're rich. You're taking on a company that's been around for 39 years, and you're going to talk all this shit, slam them on social media. You have all these other celebrities weigh in, calling you a pioneer for doing all this stuff, but yet this company didn't back down. And then you're over here trying to apologize that you're making this world a better, safer place for everybody, and yet you're doing this to talk shit. 2, you shaved your fucking head the other day for, I don't know for what, and you think that you are a hero because you did so. Then, with the death of DMX, you try to make it about you and said that it could have been you. What the fuck is your problem, chick? I mean, seriously.
It almost makes you think that she's smoking crack again.
Well, it's apparently not, because she's still fat. You need to... Okay, honestly, drop the spoon and forget the froyo. Run a couple of laps. You know... if you're smoking crack, continue smoking because you're a fat bitch.
Okay, can you explain to me? I still don't know the whole premise. Like what happened with her in the froyo shop?
She just felt that it wasn't a safe space, that they were making it difficult for people who have eating disorders, that they cannot go in there and get stuff. That the first thing that she saw when she walked in was all the fat-free, sugar-free stuff. Because she said that they were catering more to the people with diabetes and stuff like that.
So what's wrong with them having fat-free, sugar-free?
Because there was not an option for somebody else that has an eating disorder.
How?
That's what I said. Exactly.
How is fat-free, sugar-free not for someone with an eating disorder?
I don't know.
If you have an eating disorder, why the hell are you going in to get froyo anyway?
Well, I mean, but I guess, just as a healthy alternative,
it tastes good.
Like food or whatever. Okay, anyway, we're going to raise up a shot real quick. So cheers. But for her to go in to get triggered on something like this, I mean, really, that's what's going to trigger you is food. You make enough money, you're a Disney star, or we're a Disney star.
And I watched her documentary last year for a class, and it seemed like she was turning her life around. Like, she was making music, she was getting sober.
Healthy.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was doing well.
Well, I think it all comes back to what we were talking about earlier with Matthew McConaughey. I think that the whole false narrative thing of these actors and actresses think that they have some sort of pull around, the things that are going on. They have some sort of like people, feel that like they're going through the same things, and I think that's again a false narrative. I beat that horse dead right there, but I think it's the same thing with Demi Lovato.
So we should go into a froyo place.
People don't really. I just don't think that people really give a fuck what she says. I think she just says it to say it.
To a certain extent, I agree with that, but then you got all the young girls that are big fans of like Ariana Grande or Taylor Swift or whatever, and they follow those individuals religiously. And I don't think that's something you can really break as a whole, but maybe you as yourself can notice that, like what you have noticed.
Yeah.
And go, hey, this isn't right. They're abusing their publicity,
celebrity status, whatever.
Instead of doing it for the good, they do it for worse.
Right.
I mean, what was that? Like, she made a song last year called Commander in Chief. Like, what is a song about Donald Trump being racist or whatever? I was like, do you think that did she truly believe that song that she released was going to have any sort of impact on Donald Trump or the White House or any sort of that?
Well, okay, here's the thing with Ben, going back to Donald Trump. I mean, I don't know how you guys really feel about him. I voted for the man. Did I agree with a lot of things that he said? No, I don't. But I respected him for a lot that he did do. 2, he also pardoned that one chick, the one that was sent to prison for killing her lover that used to beat her, with the help of Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian went, which I will give it up to Kim actually doing something right and researching it and looking into it to argue this case with Donald Trump.
May I might add, she's also going to law school.
Who is?
Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
So
okay.
That makes sense because of her parents.
I get that too, but also,
but what happens to those people?
But like, what kind of lawyer? Entertainment lawyer?
Those kids who have spent years and years, or I guess most students that you start wanting to go to law school, like in high school or something like that. So then you go to 4 years of undergrad, and you still don't get into law school because your grades aren't good enough or whatever.
But you buy a wing for school,
and so all of a sudden Kim Kardashian gets to go to law school because of her name.
Then you got to think too. Say the whole what if thing. Say you're in law school and she happens to be in the same law school with you, and you know that you're there because of hard work, you busting your ass, and she's just there because of a name. 2, if you were on the receiving end and she was your lawyer, how are you going to take her seriously?
I mean, I wouldn't hire her personally.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, well, everybody's seen
the videos, everything. Yeah. The stupidity. Exactly. So that's, like I say, I give it up to her for knowing what she was talking about getting this Cynthia, I can't remember her name, pardoned and all that. But like I said, whatever, with like Demi Lovato, again, you were a child star. That's your claim to fame. You were a child star. 1, it's not our fault that your parents fucked you up, that they squandered all your money, whatever. 2, you're a singer. You're not even that great of a singer. Your songs are stupid. The only people that really follow you are the gay community, and I mean, fuck, all you gotta do is write a song and put a techno beat to it and you have a fucking hit. And then 3, if your biggest complaint is froyo, I mean,
Your life is so hard.
yeah, exactly. I wish I could wake up at whatever time and have my trainer there and start drinking mimosas from the minute I wake up. I mean, which I could do anyway because I do what the fuck I want, but
I'm a treats motherfucker Royale.
I'm Bonquisha motherfucking LaRue.
I don't know.
Demi Lovato, if you're listening to this one day, bitch, really, I mean, I'll bring you on the air. We can see what the fuck is up. We'll go get a froyo.
I think, to be fair, though, I think we've said everything that she's done. I mean, there's no false statement we've made so far.
I mean, why can't you just go into obscurity and we forget about you? I mean, unless you're trying to relive your 15 minutes of fame.
I mean, I'm not all for, I believe that people with a pedestal deserve to be able to speak up, but I deserve that, or I believe that you deserve it and by your actions.
Well, I mean, look at it. That's why we started this podcast. What do we do anyway when we're out drinking? We're talking shit. That's what we're doing. I mean, do we want to make big bucks for this? Hell yeah, I would love to do that. But I'm also being realistic, and I'm here with my friends who are drinking shots. Granted, we'll probably be at the bar in 20 minutes doing this again.
That will definitely be yes.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to meet us at Cujo's,
well, remember, this probably ain't going to get posted till tomorrow. So.
well, just give it a couple days and then just meet us at
Cujo's
Cujo's.
is basically our second home, right?
Exactly.
I was about to say, like, Clat, we're not live, so.
Although it would be cool to be live because I know our friends would be calling us talking shit.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, we have, 10 minutes left? Oh, Sam's timing us.
I don't know how to put us live.
Okay.
But
yeah, eventually we're going to get to where you guys can call in, which we're going to love to hear from because I'm sure you're going to talk shit to us. And
which we're going to love.
Which we also said, too, if you're going to talk shit to us, we're going to call you out and have you come over, bring a case of beer and some cigarettes, probably another bottle of liquor, the pizza, perhaps.
It's always about food with you.
That sounds like a very expensive.
By salad, we mean another pizza.
Yeah, with salad, it's Super Supreme pizza.
Double meat lovers.
All right, so let's see. Well, those are the topics that I had written down. I mean, is there something else you guys saw that you think we need to discuss?
Well, I mean, obviously, we're recording this on April 20th. It's 420. So,
yeah.
420.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sam's over here crossfaded.
Actually, I'm over here looking forward to 421 National Drug Testing Day. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people having a good time today.
Well, you know what? As you should. Go for it and have fun. Do it. Here's my thing is this is when I really believe that we should do drug testing for welfare, food stamps, stuff like that. If you have the money to buy your weed, then maybe you should get.
Oh yeah, what's the new thing that you can buy like Starbucks now with your food stamps?
Yeah,
or some shit like that.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like a big deal.
Wait, seriously?
People are.
Well, and it's not regulated too.
It's not regulated, so
you just walk in.
You say, "Oh, I have my food stamps. Here's my card," and you pay.
Shit.
Yeah.
That sounds like a huge waste of money.
Well, see, okay.
Well, I mean,
here's a funny story.
welfare.
When I was in California, when I first got out of the Navy, and I was going.
By the way,
school,
Starbucks sponsor us, please.
Okay, maybe.
Probably not after this one.
When I was in school, one of the classes that I took, they told us, if you're a college student, especially if you're former military, go see if you can qualify for food stamps. So I went and did it. I made too much by 2 pennies. But they gave me a month of food stamps, as here you go to get you started. Blah,
Oh,
blah,
damn,
blah,
that was
blah.
that 2 pennies that you fucking took off of your
Your
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
But here was the thing. I got like $1,200 in food stamps. So $1,000 in food stamps. But the other $200 was used for stuff like laundry detergent, toilet paper, stuff like that. Of course, I could have been like any regular crackhead selling my food stamps for half of what I got. So if I had $1,000 in food stamps, I could have sold it for $500. That's standard rate. But I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to buy everything that we need for the house. I bought steaks. I bought everything. I figured might as well cut it up, freeze it, put it up. But for me to be able to go to Starbucks with food stamps, bullshit. That's the whole purpose of food stamps, is to feed your kids or feed your family, not for your luxuries.
Yeah, food stamps is not to go spend like $10 on a fucking coffee. One, I mean, I'm very anti Starbucks. I do not care about that place. I don't buy coffee there because I'm not going to spend that much money for a coffee. I can make coffee at home for cents, and it like messes with my head when people like they go there like, oh, I'm gonna get a venti iced coffee with like all these shots of random shit. It's like, oh, that'd be like $8-10. I'm like, that's
You're paying
That's
for
a
the
lot.
brand. All you're doing
Yeah,
there is
you-
you're
And
paying
the
for the
brand
brand.
isn't even that good.
Yeah, their coffee's not that great.
No, I mean, if you go to like a store and buy like their coffee like in the packages,
Yeah.
there's so much better coffee that you can buy for a
Oh
cheaper
yeah.
price.
I mean, a big bucket of Folgers.
Yeah,
Folgers
Maxwell House at
yeah.
Costco, those big handle
$8.
things. Yeah,
What, right there.
the last you literally.
personally, I get the Ariba, which I don't even know.
Okay,
Yeah.
the Mexican brand. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a very
Well,
strong, amazing
At Christmas,
tasting
Sam
coffee.
gave me these 4 bags of coffee. Black Rifle.
Oh yeah,
Veteran-owned.
that's from isn't that from a YouTuber or
Yeah.
the company?
And that's one that we're gonna try to reach out to get a sponsorship from, just because they're veterans. But that coffee was really good. The one that he gave me, black something, to which it should have been called Black Tar, because that shit was like coffee that's been sitting in the pot for like 8 days. That
Right.
strong.
Oh, okay. Obviously it was bad. I was like,
Well,
wait.
one cup was all I needed, and I was good the rest of the day.
So that sounds like a great coffee then.
It's called Beyond Black. It's the darkest blend that they have there.
It's
Why
always
gotta be
something.
Well, I mean, since we're talking about
Yeah,
it, so
it's always something so dark with you.
What is the brand? It's Black Rifle.
It's Black Rifle Coffee Company.
What's that
We have
whiskey
a
brand
website
that's
for them
made
so they
by?
can people can maybe check it out.
Whiskey?
Yeah,
I don't
the
remember that
one
one.
that Sabatino used to always have. It's the whiskey brand made by
A veteran. Also.
Gunslingers or
I think it's called Gunslinger.
Gunslinger something.
Or-
It's made by by veterans also. So we need to try to get those guys.
Well, I mean, we're talking about he was talking about the Black Rifle one. I was saying like, give out the website. Maybe people can check it out, see what they think.
What was the website?
Well, you have a Black Rifle Coffee Company. It's BRCC. I don't know their exact link, but
You can probably
you
just
just type
Google,
in
like-
Black Rifle Company on Google.
Yeah, Black
It'll
Rifle
come up right
Coffee or
away.
whatever.
Some
Yeah,
people
they
aren't
do a
tech savvy.
buy a bag, give a bag series to where basically you buy a bag of coffee and they'll send it off to whatever branch of military you want to send it off to. So
That's pretty cool.
It's a way of giving back to the veterans. It's a pretty cool company.
Which you should give to the veterans, you know. I mean,
Well,
not just saying
I
it's on the
think that's a
veteran.
way of giving back to the actual
Yeah.
military, like the actives.
Exactly. Or to the active duty,
Oh, that's
especially
very
active
true.
duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, veterans aren't getting I'm not getting no free bag of coffee.
Yeah. Nah, get back to the military. I mean, they deserve the respect.
I'm gonna tell Posada to order a bag so I can get a free bag.
All right. So anyway, let's see. What else should we talk about? Because we don't have that much longer left, do we?
We can talk as much as we want.
Exactly. But all right. Well, let's see. I guess we can go ahead and close it up. We had other people that should have been here, but they weren't because apparently school is important to them.
When is our next podcast?
The next podcast will be on Thursday.
Just Thursday.
Yeah.
That's on 2 days.
Yeah.
So, but
I got. Oh, never mind.
well, you
Never
don't
mind.
have to be here. We can have somebody take.
I am hosting this.
Whatever.
I'm the
Like I
main
said,
host.
No, you're not the main host. I'm the host with the most. You're just filler. That's all you are. You are a bumbling idiot. We've already covered this.
Yes, I know.
I am just here to commentate on y'all's bullshit.
Yeah, for somebody who's supposed to just be
Same.
here, you have a lot to say. Well, Nick is in the peanut gallery, but I'm sure he's going to be here more often,
Oh, definitely.
which is actually pretty
What
cool.
the fuck does that even mean? Peanut gallery?
It's just the people in the back.
Peanut gallery is like the
Oh.
Look
people
it
that are.
up. You have a phone?
Peanut gallery is
not
like it's like
technical savvy.
spectators.
Oh, shut up.
It's like spectators
Yeah,
that
the
are actually
spectators.
involved.
Why the fuck can we just say he's a
Because
spectator?
peanut gallery sounds much more fun and classy.
They have a whole couch for themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's very comfy.
True.
They have their own mic. I mean, come on.
He's got
now.
no back support over there. Don't act like
So
it.
he's not leaning back, so.
He needs to exercise. It's okay.
But anyway,
Wow.
You
Low
gonna
blow.
do some crunches?
What?
You can do some crunches?
as he's breathing heavily, which.
Yeah, that'll be amazing for the editing.
Right.
Bring me a burger.
I did 2 sit-ups.
I'll need to get like a stick with like a string and tied in front of me.
Oh, like that
With a
Geico
donut.
commercial?
Yeah.
One for you.
Yeah.
With a
Oh, you
donut.
almost got it. You gotta be quicker.
Yeah, but no, like we said, we're just a group of guys that like talking shit and drinking. And
Eventually, we will try to get more diverse people to
Yeah.
come hang out for and record.
Hopefully Sam has his finished editing by tomorrow.
We'll see.
By
we'll see.
tomorrow, like tonight.
no, other than that, anything else to say, to add or anything? Should we take another shot?
Yeah.
I think we need another shot.
Shot
just
to end
because-
things out.
Yeah, I'll take a shot and then I have a nice little phrase to say.
Okay. Better be something fucking legit, dude. Straight up.
I mean, it'll be hilarious. To
Yeah,
me.
for the guy who said I'm just here to comment on the shit that y'all say.
Yeah.
He sure does
Has
have
a
a
lot
lot.
to
I
say.
mean, we were short one person, so actually, the last time we were short 2 people because Russ and John aren't here. So I figured
Yeah.
I might want to stop.
I wasn't here last week,
Okay,
so-
Russ
Yeah,
really
that's what I'm
isn't
saying.
part of this podcast. He's going to be starting up his own.
Well, yeah, but for
Yeah.
I mean,
Really, it's
easy
us
for him
three.
to dive in.
It's us
It's us
three,
three.
and then it's
So we're the main ones.
Yeah, I mean us three. Then obviously whoever's gonna show
Peanut
up
gallery,
the
yeah,
most.
exactly. And which, like I
We
said,
got Sam.
we're gonna have to start screening on who we come in the peanut gallery because
Screening.
we have like
we have a lot of
even
people
that
that
day
want to
when
come.
we did the first one. Okay, hold on, let's take the shot real quick.
All right, I'm gonna say Dogecoin to the moon.
Well, like I said, the other night when we did the first one, and we went out, Friday night when I went out and I left, Clat and Travis went to Matt's house. First thing I was asked is, I heard you did a podcast. How come I'm not on it?
Well, even like people commenting, Noah Hearn and all those guys commenting on our things.
Even
saying,
when I put a picture on Instagram the other day, that we were recording this, people were responding, hey, I want to come on. I want to guest cameo. I want to call in. I want to be able to do this, which I think is going to work out pretty cool. That we have almost a following, even though it's our friends. We have somewhat of a following.
I think a good way to look at it is like, we may not get super huge. It'd be amazing if we did. We may not get super huge, but I believe that if we can do it to have fun, reach some people, talk about whatever the fuck we want while taking shots, I think that we've done a good job with what we do.
Well, I mean, the way that we're actually doing this is it's literally just like you said earlier. We're just kind of talking like we would at the bar when we all go out. I mean,
we're at the bar. We're actually roasting the shit out of each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're a little more vulgar when we go to the bar. But I mean, I'll say I'm doing this for fun. It's like for him, it's a hobby. I know for most of us, it's just for fun for now. I mean, if it ends up getting popular, awesome, we can bring some more people on and have a good time. But
instead of 3 shots, it's gonna be 100 shots.
100 shots an hour, truth.
Oh man!
How would you people like that?
Everest challenge on
Right,
here.
exactly.
Yeah.
How would you people like to hear 100 shots and everybody's talking? There's 100 people in
Yeah,
the
that'll
room.
be our clickbait.
Yeah.
Wait, 100 people in this room? Because
No, we have to
No.
expand.
Watch 5 guys demolish 100 shots in 30 minutes.
But anyway,
We could do that as episodes.
And then we'll put parentheses, not clickbait.
If you guys have,
Do not try this at
if
home.
anybody listening has any requests for us, just hit us up and we'll do
I
shot
kinda wanna do
challenges.
the Everest challenge, which it's 5 shots of tequila, 4 regular beer cans, and then 3 tall boys. But then you space out. You have a shot at the beginning, or 2 shots at the beginning, 1 shot in the middle, and then 2 shots at the end. And then it's
the beers.
It's a small one, tall boy, small one, shot, small one, tall boy, small one.
Well, then
shot.
why don't we just do the Murph and CrossFit? The 100 push-ups, the 100 sit-ups, the 100 pull-ups, and the 3-mile run.
Yeah, I think I'd do better with the drinking.
I mean, have you seen yourself in the mirror?
Hey, easy.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna have some final thoughts. Clat, what do you want to close up with?
I don't like Demi Lovato. I think she is all over the place.
But you have a haircut like hers.
Oh, ha ha. Ha ha ha.
You kind of look like her too.
You look like a fucking
But
Michelin
skinnier.
man, so.
Hey, I'm not Nielsen.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyways, I just, you guys have a good night. Hopefully we get a lot of listeners for our first one. We'll be back on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Happy 420.
All right.
Happy
What do you got to say besides Happy 420?
Oh, happy 420. Dogecoin to the moon.
Oh, God dang. Here we go.
I mean,
Remember to smoke and toke.
Smoke them if you got them.
Yeah.
Puff, puff, get.
I mean,
Puff, puff,
smoking if you-
pass.
smoke-
A
Yeah,
pound of weed is $200 on the standard market.
wait,
What's
what?
the jail time for that?
You say a
lot.
pound? You say
Yeah.
a pound of weed is $200?
Yeah.
That's very cheap compared to
Yup.
when I used to smoke.
Okay. What do you got to say,
Well, I
Nick?
didn't say it was good shit.
All right, Nick. What do you got to say? Last words.
I am happy that
Fat.
we're doing this
Finally.
finally, and that we're drinking.
All right, Sam.
Yeah.
What do you got to say? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Finish up, Nick. Finish up.
I'm a bit of alcoholic, so that's the reason why I said
All right,
that.
hold on. While Sam's talking, somebody pour the last shot so we can close it out, and I'll let Sam say what he's got to say.
Come on, Sam, put your lips over here.
Dough tea.
I don't want to hear you say those words in that order again. But, I'll go ahead and say it was a pretty good first run. Hopefully we can start a trend to where listeners can take shots with us as we're drinking.
Oh, hell
Hopefully
yeah.
you're not driving.
And if you are not this. You call. My name is Simone Portnay.
My name is Ben Monticello.
No, the only way you can drink shots with us while you're driving is if you're in a limo and you're not driving.
Exactly. Let's get the shots poured up. Let Sam finish. I can close my closing, and we'll take the last shot.
No matter where you are, if you want to drink with us, it'd be fun. We're gonna try to be interactive, have some fun games to play. Hopefully, we can get some call-ons pretty soon. We're looking forward to a lot of things, but I think, we're just happy to be here right now, and we'll go ahead and take our shot.
We're getting the last shots coming up, and then while we're finishing up that, we'll do the last toast on the shot. Remember, like I said, it was a birthday shot. It's vanilla vodka, orange juice, pineapple juice, and a splash of grenadine. Shake it over ice and straight it into your shot glass. Remember, you don't have to drink them as shots. You can make it as a drink. Whatever you want to do, you just do it. All right, so let's raise up this last shot, boys. And then I'll close it out. All right, so cheers. Happy birthday. All right, so me closing it out. Good time tonight, first time going. Hopefully it's going to get bigger and better.
That's what she said.
Yeah, size does matter. I don't care what anybody says. All right. But anyway, just remember, it's been a crazy year, crazy world, everything. Just make the most of it. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Love each other. Love yourselves. And remember, 3 shots in the heart truth. Love you all. Have a good night.